Hello, this is Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I am using one of my favorite decks, and I haven't used this deck in quite some time. It's called The Cook's Tarot. It's by Judith Mackay Stirt, and this is a very bright, colorful deck that I absolutely love. And I have so many tarot decks that I sometimes forget which ones I have, and certain ones I kind of forget about. And this is one of those ones that I kind of forgot about. And I was going through my collection. I was like, oh yeah, I love this. I love this tarot deck so much. So I'm going to use it in this week's reading. Okay, so my intention with this reading, as always, is to get an overview of the week ahead and the energies, the themes, the opportunities that are going to be coming up for us. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Okay, so let's dive into the first card. This is for the beginning of the week. So Monday and Tuesday-ish. And here we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. And I should also mention I'm joined by my girl Merlina. She's just just resting next to me. Okay. And yeah, okay, so we have the Seven of Cups for Monday, so the beginning, Monday, Tuesday, beginning of the week. And Seven of Cups is all about the different options, the different opportunities, the different doorways that you have open to you. Now, what I love about how this card is depicted here, and I'm just going to zoom in a little, is we've got all these different cups with different things in them, totally different things in them. And then the background, we have all these doorways. Now, only one doorway is actually open. And so when the Seven of Cups appears in a reading, it's really telling you that there may be more opportunities and options than you realize. But don't make the mistake of trying to say yes to everything. At a certain point, you have to make a choice and commit to one particular thing. Or I like to say maybe two particular things. Maybe you don't have to commit to just one thing, but you definitely don't want to spread yourself too thin this week. So the beginning of the week is actually a really good time to make some decisions and narrow your focus so that you're not emotionally invested in a whole bunch of different things, different projects, different things that you can focus on. Because if you try to do too much, if you try to say yes to everything, if you succumb to that fear of missing out and try to do everything and experience everything and say yes to everything, you are going to find that your energy is just spread really thin. And so that everything that you do, nothing is going to be powerful. You're not really going to move the needle on anything in particular. You're not going to make much headway with anything because you're spreading yourself too thin. So that is kind of the message of the Seven of Cups. But I also feel like it's saying, be open to this idea that there are many different avenues that you could take with something. So if you've been feeling limited lately, if you've been feeling stuck, and if you've been feeling like you don't have a lot of options, Seven of Cups is saying you might want to question that a little bit and just take a moment to consider all of your options. Because if you take a moment to notice what is possible, what opportunities are there for you, you might surprise yourself that there's more doorways open to you than you initially realize. Okay, let's look at the next card. This is for the middle of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday-ish. And here we have the Seven of Wands. Now, I will say that there's a lot of action going on with these cards. We have this guy, he's going to stomp on the cup. We have this guy, it looks like he's fighting off a whole horde of crows trying to eat his pie. And even the figure in the background in the doorway here is got his arms raised. So there's like a lot of activity. So what I'm getting so far from these cards is that this week might be quite busy. You might find yourself in a flurry of activity, doing a lot of different things. And I think that's why this message about narrowing your focus, committing to one thing, not saying yes to everything is so important, because this might be a very busy week with a lot of moving parts. Okay, so 7 of Wands. Okay, lots going on here. We've got this weird cat with claws. We've got the mouse with a spatula. This guy's got his rolling pin. The crows are all trying to take his cake. So this is such an interesting depiction of the 7 of Wands, because the 7 of Wands can signify feeling like you have to defend yourself or defend something that is yours. In this case, this pie that's being destroyed, or this feeling like you have to really assert yourself, like you really have to stand your ground and stand up for yourself, or else you're just going to get pushed over and pushed around. So midweek, you may feel more defensive than usual. You might feel overwhelmed by people trying to push you around or trying to push your boundaries. So midweek is a good time to really lean into your assertive side. The challenge with this is being assertive and standing your ground from a place of calm confidence and not slipping into like getting overly defensive and kind of freaking out. Like the guy on this card, he's like, no, stop eating the pie. Like he's flailing around and freaking out. And sometimes when it feels like people are pushing our boundaries or trying to push us around, we kind of react in that way. 7 of Wands is saying the challenge here is to be confident, and from that place of confidence, really assert yourself, to be assertive and to really stand your ground, stand up for yourself, but doing it in this really like calm, confident way is very powerful. Okay, end of the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Tower. So we have 2 7s. I just noticed that now. That's how observant I am. So we have 2 7s. And I would say the 7s are often what I call challenge cards. I think all of the 7s and all the suits present some sort of challenge. So the beginning of the week, we're challenged to make a decision, to narrow our focus and not try to say yes to everything. And midweek, we're challenged to be assertive and stand up for ourselves, but to do it in a calm way instead of a freak out kind of way. And then we have the Tower, which I would say for a major arcana card, this is also a real challenge card. And it goes with the theme of this week. So I think the word I might have used to describe this week is there's a lot of flurry of activity. There's a lot of moving parts. And then we get to the Tower and it's like, holy moly, there's lots of movement here. It feels very chaotic. There's a lot going on. And this image really captures that chaotic feeling of the Tower. So we've got a sink full of dishes that are stacked high. They look like they're about to tip over. It looks like it is tipping over. There's glasses falling, plates about to fall. The dog is eating a turkey or something. There's cakes in the background being knocked over. So definitely kind of chaotic. So what I gather from this is things may feel very chaotic once we get to the end of the week. In fact, I feel that feeling might even be present in the entire week, not just the weekend. But yeah, I think, prepare for things to feel a little chaotic. The thing with the Tower is that the Tower represents things happening that are outside of your control. So things, and particularly like things kind of disintegrating, being destroyed, and it can feel scary. It can feel like you don't have a lot of control. But I'm getting this feeling like plans that you maybe make for the weekend kind of fall apart. There's a chance that if you make plans, that those plans are going to shift dramatically. There's a chance. It's not 100% guaranteed, but there's a chance. So if you are going to make plans this weekend, just kind of maybe having a bit of a backup plan, or just kind of not being too rigid in your plans, because things might change, things might shift, circumstances are going to be ever evolving. The other thing I want to say with the Tower is that it represents a real shakeup of energy. So if things have been humming along in a certain way, the Tower comes and kind of disrupts things. It's a disruptor card. It disrupts things. And disruption and chaos I think always feels uncomfortable while it's happening, but sometimes it kind of triggers other things to happen. And so in the long run, sometimes that disruption can be okay. So yeah, I see the Tower as, I don't like to say the Tower is a bad card or a negative card. It's an intense card. It's a really exciting card, but it says, don't get too married to your plans, because the plans can shift. The plans can change. In fact, as I look at all of these cards, I feel like being kind of flexible, rolling with the punches, going with the flow, adapting to change, those are the skills that you want to lean into this week, because those are the skills that you're going to be called to have this week. Things do feel a little like unpredictable. Again, like lots of movement happening here. And I'm just looking at some of the other cards, because all the cards in this deck feel like there's a lot of movement in them, but not every single one. No, not every single one. Some of them are more calm. So yeah, definitely lots going on. A lot going on this week. Okay, I'm just going to look at all of them together, and I'm just going to see if anything else jumps out. Oh, I'm noticing, so I'm noticing the tiled floor. So we have a pattern of a tiled floor here in the Tower. We have tiled floor in the Seven of Cups. We even have tiled squares on the tablecloth. And then the middle card, there's no tiles there. But the tiles actually, to me, make me think of a chessboard. And chess makes me think of like strategy, planning ahead, thinking things through. And even if you plan ahead and have a strategy, you never know what the other player is going to do. And so you can have the best plan, the best strategy, but there's always an element of the unknown. And that's kind of the message I get with this week is it's good to have a plan. Yes, it's good to have a strategy. But it's even better to be able to, again, kind of go with the flow, roll with the punches, change course on a dime, and adapt to a new environment. It's even better to have those kind of skills, especially this week, because it does feels like there's a lot going on this week, a lot of change, a lot of motion. I think that we're all going to feel challenged in different ways. Some of us might feel challenged on a personal level. Some of us might feel more challenged in our work or our relationships, or just life in general. But I do feel like it will be, it might be a bit of an overwhelming week, a bit of a challenging week. But it's also a week of shift and a week of change as well. And so that is kind of to be expected. If things are shifting, if things are changing, it's going to feel a little bit challenging from time to time. So feel free to share your own take on these cards and what stands out to you. So feel free to share in the comments below. And I'm going to close the reading here. And I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope that you find this reading. Oh, I want to say one more thing before I wrap up. I'm noticing wine or something is spilling out of this cup. This cup is being knocked over. Something is coming out of it. And then we also have cups with water or juice or something being spilled. And so I feel like, again, I think this is just a symbol that kind of goes with this theme of like something being spilled, something being knocked over. Feels like kind of that chaotic kind of energy. Okay, so now I'm going to close the reading for real. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this reading helpful. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. I've got tarot spreads, how to read tarot videos. I've got tarot card meaning videos on all the major arcana cards and court cards. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good week.